he said it.
Hi, hello, welcome to episode 5 of Now We Said It. Y'all, I'm your host, Quisha. It is me solo dolo today. I'm coming to y'all to recap episode 6, season 5 of the Housewives of Potomac. This episode is called The Text Heard Around the Lake House. Y'all, let's get into it. Before we get started, let me pour myself a glass of rosé. It's the late evening on Labor Day. You know it's only right to drink some rosé on Labor Day, alright? My Labor Day plans have been canceled because of the rain, so I am here to film this podcast and to talk about Housewives of Potomac. I am so sorry there was not an episode last week. I was on vacation and I was going to film an episode. I just couldn't find the time between everything that was going on while I was on vacation, so my bad. I definitely like this episode a lot better, so let's get into it. So we picked right up in the middle, or I guess you would call this the end of the Wendy versus Ashley argument. Coming from last week, I do think that Wendy was wrong to kind of, I don't want to say attack Ashley, but kind of like go at Ashley for bringing her baby. I do understand her point, you know, it's supposed to be a vacation and it's supposed to be getting away, but if Monique said that it was okay to have a baby and bring the babies, then, you know, Wendy should have probably looked into that and brought her baby too. I mean, there was a nanny, Ashley's friend, assistant, babysitter, whoever that lady was. I'm sure she would have looked after Wendy's baby as well, but it didn't happen that way, and Wendy was feeling some type of way that Ashley had her baby there. So they're arguing, going back and forth. Ashley saying, oh, you said you didn't have any female friends, and Wendy's like, I didn't say I didn't have female friends. You misinterpreted what I said. And then Wendy misinterpreted something that Ashley said because Wendy thought Ashley called her stupid, but I think Ashley called what Wendy said stupid. Child, it was a mess. And then Ashley said something like, people like you, da-da-da. Wendy goes, people like you don't call me Wendy. People like you address me as Dr. Wendy. Sweetie. Okay, all right, Wendy, Dr. Wendy. Okay, girl. Candace is trying to break up the argument by singing awkwardly. Y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Robin was actually entertaining to me during this episode. I mean, in the slightest bit. Not when she was talking or anything, but just her faces that she was making during that dinner. She was looking back and forth in everybody's business, trying to eat her food at the same time. I very much liked Robin in this episode, and especially in this scene. Then Wendy calls Ashley a bug. She's like, you're a bug, go away. Okay, so we have Wendy calling Ashley a bug, Candace calling Ashley a roach. Why do they keep calling her insects? What did she do to be deemed insect-like? She doesn't seem buggish or roachish to me at all. Something is going on to where they are attributing Ashley's actions or maybe even physical appearance to a bug, and I don't know what's going on because they call them roaches and bugs, and child, I don't know. Why do they keep doing that? Somebody tell me, all right? Then Ashley was like, we need to call you a cab. Somebody needs to pick you up and take you back to Baltimore. And then so Ashley's like pretending to call a cab on the phone, and Wendy was like, you can't call us cab, honey. You don't have cell service, brokey. And Giselle was like, brokey? And me too. I was like, brokey? She is not broke. And then so Robin trying to clear it up. She was like, yeah, she wasn't calling you stupid. She was calling this stupid. And you bounced back by calling her broke. You know, our husbands are rich. Or something like, my husband's rich or her husband's rich. And Wendy's like, yeah, my husband's rich too. And then they cut to Wendy's confessional. And she was like, I didn't say Michael was broke. I said Ashley was broke. She said, she's broke financially and she has a broke booty hole. She's broke. She's double broke or something like that. I was like, Wendy, girl. And to be honest, I don't think that Ashley is broke because obviously she gets money from the show, but she definitely doesn't have as much of her own money as a Wendy or who. Uh-oh. I don't know if any of them really got that much money. Ooh, child. All right, moving on. So then they show a shot of Candace looking at herself in a knife, and I'm noticing that that is Candace's go-to mirror option. She's always looking at a knife and checking herself out. I need to take that tip for myself and start checking myself out in silverware and knives and stuff instead of bringing an actual mirror. For some reason, the silverware just seems a lot more convenient to me. But yeah, Ashley's checking herself out in the knife. I also have a feeling she keeps holding knives to give us a call back to last season. Honey, we did not forget you tried to attack Ashley with a butter knife. We shall never forget. Karen jumps in and says that she doesn't like the bitch word and she doesn't think she's called any of the women a bitch in 5 years. First of all, I remember a few times her calling somebody a bitch, and then they cut to her calling Robin a bitch just 2 years ago, aka a ditzy bitch to be exact. And I remember her calling Giselle a bitch one time. Karen has definitely called people a bitch. She just really doesn't like Wendy, and she is trying to think of anything she can to kind of like undercut Wendy and just make her, you know, the bad guy here. And it's like, come on. Her calling Ashley a bitch was definitely out of line. And, you know, of course, later on she apologizes. But at the time, she did not apologize. And she doubles down on that in a few minutes here. Cut to Wendy and Candace having a bonnet talk, aka hat talk. She goes, put your hat on. They put on their bonnets and they start to kind of talk about the night, and Wendy basically says, they tried to get me to apologize. I would not apologize. Now Ashley is actually not really in agreement with Wendy's actions, which I actually respect. But she says she's not going to completely be mean to Wendy because she wants her to have a good time. But she does also want Wendy to know, like, you know, you just met the girl 24 hours ago or however long ago it was. I don't know if calling her a fake bitch is really the right thing to do right now at this time. I agree with that. Like, come on, Wendy. But again, these women have a gift of just going straight for the jugular and just saying the meanest thing they can about a person without even knowing anything about them. They love to do it, and I love to watch it. All right, so then we cut to day 2 at the lake house. Y'all, the lake house, oh Lord. You know, all right, hold on, I'm gonna get to this in a minute. We cut to day 2 at the lake house, and Monique is on the phone with Chris. She's also talking to T'Challa, and Chris is like, listen, you know damn well I don't want to hear anything about T'Challa. I would rather hear about the Wendy and Ashley drama. She does that nervous laugh that she always does when she's actually really bothered. Chris hates that bird. I feel like Chris was probably the one that let T'Challa go where he flew away the first time. You know, in real time, a couple of weeks ago when T'Challa flew away, I feel like Chris had a hand in that. He does not like that bird, and he's trying to get that bird to fly away. T'Challa is here to stay. He flew right back home. He was like, no sir, I know where I live. Then we see Giselle and Robin. They're like jumping on Monique's beds, saying this bed was $25,000. Basically, they're trying to break the bed and being very annoying, but you know, that's Giselle and Robin for you. Karen is dousing her entire body in La Dame, and I don't know if that's the fragrance you really want to be wearing out in the wilderness. I feel like that would really attract bugs and roaches and insects. La Dame gives me sticky vibes. It gives me grandma teas. And I don't think those are the aromas that you want wafting out into the wilderness. I feel like that will attract a lot of animals. Maybe Karen is trying to attract some type of a wild animal so she can have someone that cares and comforts her, since Ray sure as hell ain't doing it. Girl. Then you have Candace and Wendy. They're kind of like getting ready. Candace is getting ready while Wendy's like laying in the bed, and Candace talking about how she could barely sleep the night before because she felt like bugs were crawling all over her. And just as she's talking, boom, a bug flies in her face. There's a lot of bug talk in this episode, and I don't blame them. Y'all, I am fresh off of a vacation from the Florida Keys, and I posted on my Instagram stories my body, my legs. I had at least, I'm not even joking, at least 30 bug bites on my legs alone. So I understand the bugs. I don't like bugs, and they don't like me. All right. So the women mosey on downstairs. Giselle is morninging. Good morning, everybody. All right, Giselle. I don't know if that's cute or annoying. Anyway, and they're all wearing robes that Monique got them, that it has everyone's name on it except for Wendy's, which just says newbie. Girl, that was shady as hell. Monique does not like Wendy for whatever reason. I think it has something to do with Candace. I can't really get down to the bottom of exactly what she has against Wendy. Who knows? I am sure we are going to find out the true issue. But until then, we are just speculating. She was even like giving little jabs and throws during the argument in her confessional. She was like, if you want to be here, you would just leave. With that laugh. I'm telling y'all something about that laugh. It bothers me. That laugh is evil. There's no laughter behind that laugh. There's sadness and meanness. And then they are asking, who's making breakfast, who's making breakfast. Monique and Giselle both say that they both make the best pancakes. So they decide to have a pancake off. Let me tell you about the pancake off. If you have to have instructions to eat a pancake, that's not the pancake for you. Monique said you can't flip it on its back. It's gotta be put the right way so the butter's on it. I can't remember everything she said. I needed to write down the steps on how to eat the pancake. No, ma'am. Put the syrup and the butter on the pancake and eat the damn pancake. There should not be rules and specifications as to the consumption of the pancake. Period. Giselle said, all I'm worried about is that it tastes good. Honey, me too. I also want to say something else about Monique. I know it feels like I'm hating on Monique, but I'm telling y'all something. Something is coming along. Something is coming down the pipeline that was going to be very revealing about Monique. But anyway, what I have to say is I am not loving her hair at the lake. While it does give me Lady of the Lake vibes, it is also giving me Karen. Y'all know Karens of the 2020s, what we have deemed Karens. It is giving me Karen tease. It is giving me soccer mom tease. It's giving me, I have to run to the store real quick, but on the way back I might stop off and, drink a whole bottle of wine because I'm a tired mom. It is just giving me rich, annoying lady vibes, and I don't like that wig. Alright, I'm sorry if you could just hear my diffuser in the background. I just noticed it and I turned it off. I'm sorry. I'm not re-recording what I've said because I've been talking for like 20 minutes. So I'm sorry, and we have as much silence as possible moving forward. Y'all, I'm still learning, okay? So yeah, tell me what y'all feel about Monique's hair. I don't like it, y'all. It ages her a bit, and she is so beautiful. That hair is just not it. So then we get a scene with Ashley attempting to call Michael. She's holding the baby. She's saying, I don't think he's going to answer. This is how it usually goes. And of course, he does not answer. She says in her confessional that this is her first time being away from Michael since having the baby. And then on top of that, she has the baby with her. But she said that for some reason, it's all much easier. And she said because she's just so used to not having him around. Baby T. I'm pretty sure I've said this in a podcast already, but I'm giving them 2 years, and that is being very generous, okay? So then we get an abrupt 12 hours later. Y'all know plain text on the screen means it is serious business. We get a 12 hours later, and then we see Candace getting a text. It doesn't go into too much detail. It just pretty much says like Michael's with strippers. He's been seen at a strip club. Da 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 da. Okay, so I'm like, okay, good. So it's definitely going to be on this episode. Cool. And then it also said that he had a boyfriend and a wife thing. And I was like, oh my gosh. Michael waited to the exact second Ashley left to go to the strip club. I don't have an issue with guys being at strip clubs. I mean, whatever. But the fact of him saying, I have a wife and a boyfriend, like, why is he so messy? Why can't he be discreet? I think he likes it. I think he likes getting caught because he knows she can't leave him for a certain amount of time. So he's just like, I'm gonna do whatever I want and you can't stop me. Ashley, girl. He doesn't care at all what he's out here doing. He is bebopping and scatting and getting caught and not caring one bit. He's just sloppy. He's messy boots, okay? Then we get back to the pancake off. Giselle says Monique's pancakes taste like oil. Monique says that Giselle's pancakes are like her fashion sense. They don't make sense or it's not good. And I was like, okay, that was a good line because y'all, Giselle can't dress to save her life. And she is, again, so beautiful, but something is missing. Why can't she get the clothes right? And sometimes the wigs, but I digress. So then they start kind of, grading and judging the pancakes. And they're breaking it down. Wendy's counting up and doing all the stuff. Robin suggests, maybe we should do categories and then overall. Wendy said, all right, give me some more time to carry the one. She said she has to do math. Y'all need to wait. And then Robin says something like, okay, Professor Wendy. And then Karen gives Robin a shady look like, yeah, girl, she ain't no professor. Karen is such a hater. She is such a Wendy hater. And I cannot wait to find out why. I did see last week that Karen posted an Instagram post pretty much doubling down, saying that she does not know Wendy. She's all you have is that one bum ass picture. We don't know each other. Just because we sit on the same board does not mean that we know each other. Again, I don't know you, Mariah Carey voice. Karen has us, she's determined. She said, y'all, she don't know her. I don't know her. So as they're grading and Wendy's telling the scores, Monique walks out with T'Challa. It's like, I feel like that was like an intimidation tactic, being like, oh yeah, I got the bird out here. Y'all better give me a good score. I thought it was very disgusting that the bird was out around the food. Like, that bird has feathers and poop and debris falling off of his body, you know, at any given time. Why is this bird out here doing breakfast? Like, something is going on with Monique and that bird, and I feel like the bird has replaced Chris in a way. I'm not saying about like anything sexual. I just mean like emotionally, Monique is very dependent on this bird, and it's odd. Okay, where is your baby? The new one. Monique wins for like appearance. Giselle wins overall flavor, which to me, that's it. Right? Whose pancakes taste the best? That determines the winner in my book. I don't care if those pancakes are ugly, cute, if they're shaped like hearts, if they're shaped like T'Challa. If they don't taste good, I don't want them. They gave Monique the win, but I feel like the win should have went to Giselle because it's all about the flavor. Like, come on. Giselle got a 22 out of 25, and I feel like that was a mix of Monique and Karen being haters. They know those pancakes were good. Karen talked about it tastes like doo-doo. No, it didn't. I bet you ate them. I feel like Giselle won if you ask me about the pancakes. And I want to taste them. Even Rob was like, I don't care what people say. Giselle's pancakes are delicious. They might be hideous, but they taste great. And that is all that matters. See, again, Robin, thank you. This was her episode. So then Chris and Monique, we cut to a different scene with Chris and Monique. They are on the phone discussing the food situation, I'm guessing for the day that the men get there. The original plan was that Chris was going to grill and I guess catch some food and grill it and all that. And Chris calls and says, you know, I don't really know if I'm going to have a lot of time, you know, to do all that. And then, you know, be social and, you know, catch the food and cook the food and da-da-da. And Monique was like, all right, so what you want to do? You can tell that tired, exhausted voice of a woman when she's like, all right, whatever. What is it then? Because I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with you on the phone. Like, what do you want to do? He was like, I guess we'll just get something catered. And she was like, all right, fine. You can see she's really starting, the cracks in the relationship are starting to show. It's not as perfect as she would like us to think or tried to make it seem in previous seasons. But, you know, that's with every housewife. They come on their first couple of seasons, they want us to think that everything is perfect. The only time I've seen it not be perfect right off the bat is in Dallas with Carrie. She immediately was like, I don't like my husband. He won't give me any money. She immediately came out and said, this marriage is a mess. So it's just, you can see Monique starting to get tired, and she pretty much said, you know, I don't want to argue with him, so I just brushed it off and I just put it in a little box. And she said, eventually these boxes are going to fall and I'm going to have a big old mess to clean up. And I was like, You can't just keep putting things off, because if you do, they will explode. You will explode. I have done that, and it is not good, okay? You have to say how you feel as soon as you feel it, because it's just going to make you more and more mad if you let those boxes pile up. Like, girl, say how you feel to your man. I feel like she's just really trying to, first of all, I'm sure she doesn't want their marriage to seem too bad on camera, and I'm sure they have a wonderful marriage. It's just usual stuff, and she's not saying how she feels, so it's building up, and she's gonna explode. The closet is gonna explode. Wherever she's keeping those boxes, they are going to take a tumble. So then we have a scene with Giselle and Wendy. They're taking a walk, and Giselle pretty much just says, like, you know, she's trying to get to the bottom of the whole reason behind the argument, why Wendy went so hard on Ashley. Giselle says she's just trying to figure it out, so she pulls her to the side and they take a walk and they start to have a cute little chat. Wendy says that she feels like her kids are not quite at an age yet where they're ready to be left alone without her, and she said that seeing another baby coming in and seeing Ashley with her baby just kind of hit her a certain way, especially with the things that she had to go through with her daughter being premature and all that kind of stuff. She just said it just pretty much it hurt her to see Ashley here with her baby. It just struck a chord with her, and she just wished she would have brought her baby pretty much instead of spending days pumping and organizing things for her husband and the kids. It probably just would have been a lot easier on her had she brought her daughter. And you know, I agree, but it's like, okay, so but don't go off on Ashley because of that. Y'all know roaches get scared easily. You can't yell at a roach. They will run. And then Giselle tells Wendy, you know, you shouldn't really direct your anger towards Ashley. You barely even know her. You should direct your anger towards Karen. She's the one going around talking about you, how you're a freelance correspondent and, you know, it's not like your real job. And Wendy was like, I don't care. I'm a professor. Like, who cares? They cut to Karen being shady towards Wendy. It's just so funny. I'm just so baffled. I want to know what the issue is, y'all. Somebody tell me, please. Giselle was like, okay, well, maybe you need to tell Karen about, you know, your freelance and all that stuff. But Wendy was like, she can Google me. Okay, period. Now, we did hear Wendy say she has 4 degrees twice already in this episode. She said about the 4 degrees when she was arguing with Ashley. And then she said again about the 4 degrees when she was talking to Giselle. All right, Wendy, I know you got 4 degrees, but you have also a lot more to offer. Come on. Don't always talk about the 4 degrees. We know you have 4 degrees. It is extremely impressive, but come on, Dr. Wendy. I know you got more to say. I know you do. So then the women are fishing. Some of them are staying on the dock. Some of them are going like in little like kayak type boats. Giselle is not here for any of it. Giselle said, I just want to stay inside, okay? I want to be catered to. Giselle wants to be somewhere where she has good cell service and good room service, okay? Giselle says, I don't want to be here. I can understand Giselle on that part. Here's the thing. I would have a lot more fun at the lake house if there was decent cell service, okay? I need time to, like, when I get away from all the activities, I want to kind of like chill on my phone for a little bit, you know, be on the internet. I'm not totally a nature girl. As a matter of fact, I'm not really a nature girl, but I will participate in nature related and adjacent activities, okay? But like, I'll go fishing. Do I really know how to fish? No. I used to fish a long time ago when I was little, but y'all, it ain't really for me. But I will participate in fishing, okay? I'll try it, whatever. But not having cell service is like, I feel lost. I am lost. I am lost. Anyway, but yeah, I feel Giselle, she is me, but the whole thing about the room service and all that kind of stuff, I don't need all that, but you know, some cell service would be nice. So Monique is teaching the women how to bait a hook. She said, you got the bag of worms? And Candace said, do I have the bag of worms? Candace said, I don't want to hear that sentence and I don't want to say it. She don't want to be near the worms, all right? Everybody's grossed out except for Robin. Of course, y'all know Robin down. Who else? Candace and Robin went out on the water with Monique. Monique is being a nature girl. She's, this is so wonderful. Yes. And then you show Candace and Robin struggling in their little kayak. I've gone kayaking a few times and it is a little difficult to figure out how it all works, but you know, you get the hang of it pretty quickly. But watching them struggle was so funny. It was so cute. And then just to see Monique, this is wonderful. Everybody else is hating life. Monique said, this is my trip and y'all are going to do what I want to do, period. Then they show the ladies that are back on the dock. It's Karen, Giselle, Ashley, and Wendy. And Ashley and Wendy have a heart-to-heart. They apologize to each other. Wendy is struggling to apologize. So Ashley's like, you know what, let me go first. And then Wendy's like, okay, I also apologize. They apologize, they move on, they kind of talk about being new moms and dealing with, you know, postpartum depression and all that. And Ashley's just saying, you know, I'm just struggling, okay? And when he's like, I understand, I wish I could tell you what to do, but even as a third-time mom, I still don't even know. So they bonded and it was super cute. I was like, okay, progress. Y'all know every time we have progress, we take more steps back. So I'm hoping that this is a positive step for Ashley and Wendy. It seems like they would be really good friends. Not just because they're both new moms, but their personalities seem like they would gel really well together. I'm here for it. So then we cut to a scene of Ashley finally getting Michael on the phone. I know. Yeah. And she is slightly distracted. Well, she's very distracted because she's pumping at the same time and she's holding the baby, trying to deal with him. He's fussy. Michael seems like he wants to get off the phone. He said, listen, I don't even want to hear this baby crying. I gotta go. But no, they talk for a few minutes and he's basically saying, you know, I'm a little hungover because I was up partying last night with the boys. Okay. And she like, why are you drinking like that? You know, we both haven't really been drinking so much in a year. You got to take it a little bit easier. And he's like, yeah. And they cut to Ashley talking to the producer. And the producer asks her, do you think Michael likes being second fiddle, you know, in your life now that you have a baby? And she was like, he hates it. And of course he does. He needs all the attention. But here's my thing. Was he even giving Ashley all the attention before the baby? He was out here grabbing butts and doing other stuff. He wasn't really trying to check for her butt before the baby. But now that the baby's here, he's complaining that he doesn't get enough attention from her, or he doesn't like it. I will never understand men being jealous of their own baby. Somebody explain that to me. You trying to fight the baby? What do you want to do? What did the baby do to you? Then we see Karen calling Ray. Karen calls Ray, and Ray also wants to get off the phone. He's ready for golf. She said, you know, it was lonely in bed without you. He's like, okay, bitch. Ray said, yeah, and? Your point? He's like, all right, I gotta go. And then the ladies are kind of like hanging out by the pool. Candace sees Ashley with the baby, and she says, you know, I feel like I would be the type of mom like you guys. She's talking to like Robin, Giselle, and Wendy, saying like, you don't seem to be totally consumed with motherhood. But also they have older kids, so probably in the beginning they probably were very much, you know, they probably were a lot like Ashley. And, you know, she again expresses her hesitation. She says, you know, seeing Ashley, while Ashley looks happy, she also looks like she's struggling. And Candace says that just makes me very hesitant. I understand, like I said before, I understand where Candace is coming from. I also have the same issue. I don't know that kids are really for me, and I really do feel her. But I'm not worried about being a good mom or anything like that. I'm worried about having to have a baby with me all the time, everything I do, or worry about this human being every day, every second of my life, being super responsible and accountable for this other human being in life. Y'all, that is so overwhelming to me. And I'm not saying that I'm lazy. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if that lifestyle is for me, you know? And I'm not being selfish either. I'm just like, I don't know if I want to do it, all right? Anyway, food comes. It looks like they just order pizzas and stuff, which I'm like, this is it? Y'all know when they have trips and stuff, the food is the main attraction. What happened to the chefs from the other night? They went home? Bring them back. Why did the chefs leave? If Chris wasn't coming till the next day, why don't they keep the chefs until Chris gets there? They have the money, right? Anyway, they got pizzas and stuff. You know, it's fine for like a vacation for me because I'm a regular, schmegular girl. But these are like housewives on vacation and stuff. They're supposed to have extravagant meals and stuff, not pizza. Candace is pounding White Claws. Child. The women are starting to go a little bit crazy. They cut to Wendy and she's like, you know, I'm not saying I'm going stir crazy just yet, but I'm almost there. And then, you know, the editing geniuses, they just show all the women going crazy. They're plugging in sipping noises, just chewing, just boredom overall. And Giselle says, I can't take this anymore. Let's do something. Let's have a pageant. Let's do Lady of the Lake. Monique jumps in and goes, Lady of the River. Girl, that doesn't sound right. Lady of the Lake is the name, okay? She doesn't even understand the play on words. Lady of the Lake just rolls off the tongue, Monique. Lady of the River, girl, bye. You be Lady of the River and let them have a pageant for Lady of the Lake. Roll on down the river, away from me and everybody else. The pageant is cute. It's Candace and Ashley. You know, they're doing their walks, which are very cute. They have nice walks. Y'all, I used to love watching pageants and stuff. I used to kind of want to be a pageant girl, but I never did. I just never did, but I enjoyed watching them. They had clever answers to their questions. They asked, you know, they had the walking portion, they had the question and answer. Giselle asked Candace, how do you feel being so short? As a fellow shorty, I really respected Candace's answer. She said, you know, being vertically challenged, I've always learn to reach high. And I do that in every aspect of my life. Girl, yes, fam, Candace, come on now. And then they asked Ashley, how do you feel living life with such a big forehead? Again, as a person with a sizable forehead, her answer was good too. She said, big foreheads are attributed to beauty and intelligence. And I have both of those. I was like, yes, ma'am. Look at them being pageant queens on the spot. Y'all better go ahead, toddlers and tiaras. They have the talent portion. Ashley does a fun little twerk. Candace sings again. Girl, with White Claw in hand. Candace sings happy birthday to Monique, and then they show the flashback of Candace constantly singing happy birthday to everybody. She sang it to Charisse, and then I believe she sang it to Giselle's dad last season. I mean, she has a beautiful, beautiful voice, but it's like, all right, Candace, come on now. Either sing something else or do something else for the talent portion. I know you have to have a backup talent. So what is your backup talent when your singing voice isn't working? I know pageant girls always have a backup talent. I would love to know hers. So they crown the winner of Lady of the Lake, and it goes to Candace. I personally feel like it should have went to Ashley because, she is struggling so much as a new mom. I know it's like a fake title and stuff, but it just would have been nice to give her that little, bump of confidence. I feel like Ashley should have won Lady of the Lake. Everybody that I feel like should have won, the pancakes should have went to Giselle. The Lady of the Lake should have went to Ashley. Why isn't no one listening to me? I need to be the judge over there because they got it all wrong. I know they probably gave the pancake thing to Monique because it was her house, but no ma'am, who cares? She was trying to be competitive and she should have been judged harshly for those tragic pancakes. I refuse. Then the ladies disperse and they have a little bit of time. Some of them get ready for dinner, some of them relaxed, and then they show, they cut to a quick scene of Robin putting on mascara in probably one of the most psychotic ways I've ever seen in my life. She is literally using a pointy end, and she's like, Robin, don't use the pointy end like that. And the way she's holding it, it gave me anxiety. And of course, she poked herself in the eye. I mean, if you're holding it like that, you deserve it, all right? There goes Robin losing points. She's on the way back down again. She was up for a minute, and now she's losing me all over again. Robin. Y'all, so then while they're getting ready, this is when Candace gets the text. This was the 12 hours prior. It's now been 12 hours and she got the text. It's apparently like a friend of a friend. They saw Michael at a strip club. They were saying not only was he saying he had a wife and a boyfriend, he was also asking around if there was somebody he could bring back to his hotel room with him. It makes me so sad for Ashley, not because he did that, because I've said this before. I feel like they have some sort of agreement. I feel like they have a slightly open marriage. I just feel like she only cares when he gets caught, and he constantly gets caught. This fool has been caught every season. It's like, Michael, come on, y'all don't have to do this for a storyline. Ashley has enough drama going on without you grabbing butts and asking strippers to come back to your hotel room. A lot of people are saying, oh, Michael's gay. I think Michael is very fluid. He likes everybody, okay? So then we see another behind the scenes, breaking the fourth wall type of a shot where Candace is talking to the producer and she's like, you're going to blur my friend's name out, right? And they're like, yeah, I love that. She had 2 producers in the room with her. Can you imagine getting ready with 2 dudes? They don't have to be dudes, but 2, workers standing around you, one holding the camera, and what is the other one doing? It just seems very invasive and very awkward. I don't know how I know a lot of them say that they forget about the producers are around a lot of times. I don't think I would ever be able to forget 2 random people standing around me at all times. I'm just very aware like that, I guess. So then Candace runs over to Giselle and Robin's house because they're staying in the guest house, which, by the way, I would have loved to have stayed in the guest house. Listen, y'all, I'm a loner like that. I would be like, me and my friend, we'll take the guest house, period. I don't want to be with T'Challa in the house anyway. She shoots over to the guest house to grab Giselle. I saw a tweet today where Robin was saying, y'all better believe I had my ear to the door trying to hear the tea. Again, Robin, I like that. I love a nosy queen. I do. Giselle's like, girl, what's wrong with you? You're out of breath. You ran over here. What is tea? Candace is like, I can't believe this. I have to talk to you. She pulls Giselle out to the porch. She spills the tea to Giselle. Giselle is shocked. Giselle is the one you want to tell the tea to. Giselle is so shady and messy. Candace is pretty much, what do I do? Because me and Ashley are just now getting along. I don't want this on me. I don't want this drama. I didn't want this information to be brought to me. Girl, yes, you did. But anyway, I see what you're saying. But you like getting that tea, girl. I know you did. Giselle is like, I mean, you have to tell her. And Candace's like, oh, like, I guess. They head to dinner. You know, they're just having a good time. I see the bottle of Kingman sitting on the table. Again, I told y'all, look that up. A bottle of Kingman's is $80. I mean, woo. I am going to buy some one of these days. I'm going to set up a little help me fund so I can afford me a bottle of Kingman. So I can't just be spending money like that on wine. Okay, the wine I'm drinking right now costs $4.99. Okay, that's from Trader Joe's and it's delicious. They're ordering food and stuff. They're talking. They're catching up on, you know, how life has been back home. Monique is talking about not for lazy moms. Oh, and then Robin is saying, you know, I asked Juan, you know, how are the kids? Did they get to school? Juan was like, you know what? I just let them stay home. I don't like that. Like, just because there's something about these dads where they act like they can't pick up normal life and take care of their kids while their wives are gone for 2 days. Like, come on. One, take the kids to school. Like, that just made me mad because the way these women are talking about their lives, it just seems like a never-ending thing where we are constantly taking care of these men and these children, and I don't like that. I have enough problems. I feel like a mom sometimes already, okay? And they gave me no hope. It made me sad because I'm like, so this is what it's going to be? I'm going to be constantly, like, picking up after and cleaning after and telling to do this and that. I don't like that. And y'all, that hit me on a personal level. Like, that made my heart cry. You mean there's no end to this? This is it? And these people have help and assistance and they are basically still like, no. And then, you know, even Monique says, yeah, I pretty much set up everything, Chris, with all the help and assistance he can get. So that way he doesn't really have to do anything as far as the kids are concerned. I'm like, this is depressing. Where are the men that like to be responsible? Where are the men that like to clean up? And y'all, all right, I'm going to move on because I'm going to get on a whole, I'm moving on. Oh, then also Monique goes on to, she goes more into that conversation where she just says what she said in the last 2 episodes ago where she just wishes Chris would be more proactive in helping her. And Giselle was like, but you can set all that up for yourself. And she was like, that's not the point. I want him to set up things for me when I leave. Why do I have to do it just because he has the money to do it? I want to be able to, like, I want things taken care of for me for once. And I understand that. It's like, y'all, I understand that. And I do feel her pain. And it's just like, you just feel like you're constantly doing, and nothing is being done for you. And Robin just pretty much said, Robin gave her the eyes again. Robin is coming through, y'all. She said, I feel her pain. You know, dating an athlete, they are catered on hand and foot. And unfortunately, as long as they have money, it's going to be like that. And Monique just pretty much has to get used to it. And it's just like, it shouldn't have to be like that though. You know what I mean? And Chris is retired, so it's not like but I'm sure he still gets a lot of attention and stuff, you know. But he should be stepping up more and as being a father, you know, and a husband to her, you know, maybe helping her out with the kids every now and then and making her dinner or setting aside, you know, a date night like she said. But Robin said, no ma'am. Robin knows. Robin said, I ain't been on a date in years. Their food comes, they get some slightly seasoned crabs. Y'all, they could have been a little bit more obey on those crabs, but you know, whatever. They're eating the crabs, and one of the ladies said, you know, I don't like this, the poop. And Ashley was like, oh, you mean the mustard? I was looking at my phone, I looked up, I said, no ma'am. Ashley said, yeah, the mustard. My mom always told me that was a natural mustard. I'm about done, y'all. Y'all know that's poop, okay? I grew up eating crabs. I'm a girl from Florida, okay? I know that's poop. Then they explained to Ashley, like, no, baby, that is poop. And then Ashley's face dropped. And then they show her a scene of her in the confessional, and it looked like her whole life flashed before her eyes, where she saw every instance of her eating crabs and her eating poop all her life. And her mom just telling her, yeah, baby, that's a mustard. I wish my mama would have told me that was mustard. I knew better. It doesn't, oh my gosh, Ashley, I feel so bad for her, but I bet she knows now. Giselle was like, I don't care, it's good. And there's a lot of people that actually like, to eat the poop and stuff. It's not bad, but I just know that it's poop, so I just can't mentally eat it. I know it's poop. There are a lot of people out there that just eat the crabs and don't give a F, like Giselle, and they say, you know, you don't care about presentation anyway. Look at your pancakes. They're going to get off my girl for her pancakes, okay? Leave her alone. They tasted great. And then Monique asked Ashley, so how's Michael? How is he doing without y'all? And then you see Giselle and Candace giving each other the looks. That's the look I give my friend when we were sitting together and mess is going on around us. You looking at each other like, girl, bitch. Y'all know those looks. I was dying. It was so funny because I felt so bad. First of all, I felt bad for Ashley, but it was just also so funny watching Giselle and Ashley. And she says, oh yeah, you know, he's doing good. He actually just had a big meeting last night. He went out and partied. They closed some sort of big deal. She's like, yeah, but he misses us though. He's ready for us to come back home. And Monique's like, yep, I bet he's getting good sleep, right? Candace and Giselle like, bitch. Look at all the tea. So then it looks like Candace is about to tell Ashley. She goes, you know, Ashley. And then the episode, we get a to be continued. God damn it. We get a to be continued, y'all. So it looks like, I really hope that Candace isn't about to tell Ashley this news in front of the women. I really, really hope she tells her in a private manner. But knowing messy Candace and knowing how, but also like she's trying to protect her friendship with Ashley. They just became friends. So maybe she will. Y'all, so that was pretty much the episodes. We get a preview for the next episode, and the men arrive, and Robin is asking the men to imitate their wives, and Chris gets up and he holds a giant champagne bottle. He's like, this is Monique. I'm guessing, is that like a suck a dick motion? Somebody tell me. I was kind of confused. And then Monique and Candace get into it, and then you see Robin saying, you know, I'm kind of really starting to see the real Monique. Her personality starting to crack through. Girl. It sure is. And then Ashley confronts Michael about the text, and she's like, you know, so is this true? He goes, no, that's not true, but something did happen at the casino. Bitch, what happened at the casino? You lost all the money? I feel like it's going to be a financial issue. I don't know if it's going to be anything like sexual or like a confession like that. I feel like it's going to be something like, I lost all our money. All right, y'all. So that is episode 6 of the Housewives of Potomac. Please tell me what y'all think. Leave a comment down below. Hit me up on Instagram. Y'all, I talk back to everybody. I would love to know your thoughts of this episode. I thought it was a really good episode. These episodes are only getting better and better, and I am so here for it. Please be sure to rate this podcast. Please give me 5 stars, y'all. I really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. It lets people know that I'm doing something right. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better with each episode. Tell me, what do y'all think? Thank you so much for listening and or watching, and I will see you next week. This has been an episode of Now We Said It. Bye.
But now we said it.